continuing into a second tape just after you were making your way back home.
Yeah, and how I said, we were already near from our town. And my father took me in the hand. And where he took me so little far, before he went back to see where my mother, the other group is, he came a lot of carriage with Russian soldiers, because it was not only cars like today, they went with carriages also. And my father asked, where are you going? And they said, we are going to Chernobyl. They said, would you take my little girl on this carriage? I said, okay, put her up, put her. Father asked me if you will come over the bridge. You will know to go home? I said, yes, I will. He put me on the carriage and went back. When he told for my mom said, how could you put the little girl on this carriage? How could you do such a thing? Poor father couldn't anymore. To hold me in my hands, to go up and down, to go. And then he also saw, what have I done? But it was already too late. I went really with the soldiers. I came till the town. The town was also a river. Like all the towns have rivers. And there was a broad. And there was a bridge. When I came to the bridge, the soldier was staying to take care of the bridge, hasn't let me go. Down, down, what I cried, and I begged him, I fell on the knees, and I begged, please let me go. Down. So all went over, and I was staying near the bridge, and he said, away from here, away from here. I went a little farther, because he hadn't let me stay near the bridge, and I cried. I was staying on the streets there, far from the bridge, and crying. Almost soon will be night or so, I was staying and crying. A woman came by, and she asked me, was not a Jewish woman. This was a little village near this broad near. And she asked me, what happened? Why do you cry, my child? I told her, look, I'm coming now from the concentration camp, and I came to the bridge. She hasn't let me over. My parents are not. She said, don't cry. Come with me. I said, but I want to go home. And she said, look, almost night. Here is a little factory what make, I don't know, what you put and the bread should go on. How do you say it? I don't know. Shmarim, we say. But you make these things, what you put in the flour when you make a bread.
Oh, yeast?
Yeah. Here is a fabric, such a little fabric, and a lot of people, Jewish people from the town are working here, she told me. Tomorrow they will come to work, I will bring you there, and they will bring you home. But now, what will you do? Come. What shall I do? I went with her. She came, she took me home, she put me by the table, she put food that I haven't seen years. The best food she put on the table, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't even eat, I was crying. It hadn't go down. Mm-hmm. Then she put me in a bed, I was afraid to go in, clean, and I was dirty. And nice, everything. I have no, how can I go in this bed in? How can I go in such a bed? But she put me in. I cried all night, I was afraid. In the morning, really, she gave me to eat. She said, you have to eat. Food that I haven't seen years. I eat something, and she bring me there in this little factory. The factory was near from the bridge. And she told her for the people what happened to me. And some Jewish people said, what is your name? And, oh, we know him. For some guy, man there, he said, of course, I bring you tomorrow. I finish your work, I bring you home. Don't worry, don't cry. Everything fine. Everybody wants to give me to eat. I was staying all the time by the windows looking to the bridge. In the meantime, my parents, because my father also then was very what he has done. He was afraid, and I know it was also the group of the people, and there was a truck, a big car, a truck, no, not a car, yeah. And they stopped him, and I don't know what. And he said, "Please, can you take us? We are going to Chernobyl." He said, "Okay, jump up." And all jumped up, and he went over the bridge with them, and they came home. How they came home? My uncle was, how I told you, was living in the same house. We were up. "Where is Lia?" "Where Lia?" "What? She's not here? She's supposed to be yesterday." My father and my mother, you can imagine. My father said he hadn't even put up his shoes. The feet was already with boo-boos. He said, "I go back, I have to." What everybody said to him, if other people came in, she will come. "No, sit down, bring something." He is going back. And then my uncle told him, "You know, they don't let in the town, nobody. There is another place, and there people are sitting there, also came, they don't let them in. They're sitting there, and they let in the proper, every day a little bit to go in the town. Come, let's go there, maybe she's there." So this uncle went with my father, and really there was a lot of people. I have a little girl with a red scarf on his head. Nobody saw. "Hey girl!" Nobody saw. Nobody saw her. My father said he's not going back. He will go till the concentration camp. What my uncle said, "Come, maybe she's already home. Come, let's go, come home. You haven't put out your shoes." He went back, but in this time I was already home. I was bring me there. There's a special story after all what happened.
It certainly is.
After all what happened. Yes.
What-
Till the end, there was something.
Who was occupying the town at that point in Chernowitz? Who was there? What soldiers?
The Russian.
The Russian.
The Russian. We was already free, but it was still war. The war hasn't finished.
Yeah.
Because we was the first visit from Russia, Ukraine, where they was beaten back. So we were already home. And this time, when I was home already, they took my husband with the family. I was already home, because my husband was not from this area, he was from Transylvania. And 3 months before the end, they took the people there. 3 months before the end, they took the people there.
Where did they take them? Do you know?
They took them, and they were killed. And my husband was 70. He was a strong guy. They took him to work. And his parents with his sister, Auschwitz. Never saw them. Never.
And your husband was taken from his home in Transylvania, so you didn't know him yet? No. Okay.
I haven't known.
And then
He also has a special story, my husband, because he was working there and was already, I told you, 3 months before the end, they still took people to kill Hitler. And I was already really very near. Then they put him also in wagons, like me, to bring them to Auschwitz. And my husband jumped from the train with 2 other guys, 3 guys. And they were shooting after them. One was shot to death, and my husband, other 2 guys, ran away in the forest. They ran away, because from the going train he jumped. And what he told me was a very hard time. They had what to eat. They eat leaves that they found. But then to get together with the partisan, they found them, and so
they stayed with the partisans?
Yes. Yeah, it was already the end. It was finished. It was the end. And his parents was killed in Auschwitz with his sister.
And then how did you, well wait for a moment, during the last few months of the war under the Russians in Chernowitz, what was the life like?
It was also not easy. They took my father away to the army.
To go with the Russian army? Or?
Yeah. They took him, and this train was bombed, but he was alive. And then he stays in Kiev. Have you heard about Kiev? Yeah. And there was also a very big factory where they make things for the army, clothes, and they put him there. He was
In Kiev.
in Kiev. And my mother went to work. She never in her life worked.
Where did
She learned to make dolls and to color the faces. Somebody teach her, and there was a place, a nice place, that was, where they make this one was, before it was the nicest streets, the main streets there, and she was working there in a store to making these dolls, push mothers.
Yeah. And you, during this time, what did you do?
I went to school.
Same like the Russian school that you had
Yeah,
gone to? Just
yeah,
like this?
yeah, and I was with my mom.
And
She get money. What we get? We were in our house.
You
We
were-
went- Yeah, we went back. It was empty. Nothing was. But the uncle and other people put a bed inside. It wasn't where to go even to buy. Not talking. It was not money. But we had a bed, a chair, a table, some things that we needed. It was okay. Not all the rooms. One room we put everything. The rest was empty. And I was staying there with my mom. We hadn't heard from my father. And then it finished already, the war. Then we hear something he sent. It was also very hard with the post and everything, but we hear that he's in Kiev and he's fine and everything is good. And then he came home.
And how were the soldiers while you were there? The
Russian?
Yeah. How did they behave? Okay.
And yes, nothing.
How long after the war ended did your dad come home?
After 3.5 years, he came home. 3.5 years.
No, no.
After the war.
Yeah, your father. When did he
My
come?
father came home after he finished the war. Not fast, but he came, I think, 2 months or something like this, 3 months. They let him go. He came home, but in my town in Germany was also such a big place for where they make things for the army, but this was only for officers. And there they gave already over that my father. And 2 days after he was home, they came and took him.
Who came and took him?
The army, they came to took him to work in our town also for the years. But it was, I can say, he was not sewing, he was only cutting. And he was teaching how to cut. That was before also. He never, but in the time it was concentration, he was sitting. But and they put him here also, he to cut. And he to measure and to be together. He was this person together with came in contact with the officers. And it was also hard, it was not food what to eat. Everything was in a cart, bread on a cart, everything was not. And when my father came back, he was working there for only officers, and he get American chocolate, because America gave a lot of food for the Russian, because we went together by the war, and a lot of good things, and he get.
And they would give him the stuff. Yeah.
Yes, everything, and sugar, and good things, even cigars, and good things, really good things. And it was winter, and the soldier came to bring food for us to put in. The soldier came to put in because he was working there.
These were soldiers who were working in this place.
But it was only officer, high officer.
High officers.
High officers, really. I remember my father said there was a very high officer, a Russian officer, and supposed to meet some American officers in Germany. I remember. And my father made for him not only military, also clothes, so everything, and he arranged everything for him, what he has to put on for the evening, what he has to put on when he will meet, and to put on everything nice, shirts and everything, because he always told for my father, you tell what? Tell what? I get everything. And he arranged him everything. He was a Jewish
Officer?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was a very high officer, because I remember father said even the street where he was living was closed. You couldn't go on the street. And he was so when my father came back, was food, everything. We get the same like the high officers, meat and everything. Everything we get. I tell you, even chocolate, American chocolate and all these things. But then they opened they opened this. You can go out.
The border.
The border. And everybody has to have a permission to go out. It's not permission, you cannot go over. My mom and me get permission, my father not. They hadn't let my father out.
So what did you do?
A lot of people went out. A lot of people. He knows a lot of high officers and everybody. And he went here and there. The last day before they closed the border, he get the permission. We was the last people who went over the border.
And where did you go?
We went to Romania. We went to Transylvania, where I met my husband. And
So
I was already a teenager. We get together with other Jewish people, and there came shlichim from Israel. Shlichim means they came to talk to us about Israel. No, it was not Israel. It was Palestine. But we have to go, even not legal, we have to come and this.
But before that, let me just ask you a question. The border, Czernowitz was still, Czernowitz was not Romanian anymore. No, that's why. It was
Russia.
Russia now. Ukraine or Russia?
Now it's Ukraine, and now you know how it's with Russia, that it's not anymore the big Russia.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So when they opened the border, it was to leave Russia to get back to Romania.
Yeah. And so we went to the border, and I met other Jewish young people.
And this was in Transylvania you were meeting?
Yeah, and we came this shlichim from Israel, and they talked to us, they have to come. It was not legal, but we have to come, young people, we have to build our land and everything, once will be ours and so. And my father wanted to go till to America. My mother was already okay, but I was not okay, so I'm not going. I go to Palestine.
And why did you want to go to Palestine?
I want to go because all the young people were talking. They came from Palestine to talk to us. We need to have our country. We need all young people to come, and we danced hora there, and they talked to us. And we have to go to build our. We have to have our country. And I said, I'm not going. I go to Palestine. And really, when we make Aliyah, I make Aliyah with my parents together. Not legal.
How did you, tell me, you were in Transylvania from what year?
From Czernowitz. What year we was in Transylvania? Satu Mare. The town was Satu Mare.
Okay.
Yeah. We was in this town.
And in which year did you go? 1945, 46?
When we was there was 47.
Okay.
We was there. And then we make Aliyah, not legal.
So what was the route and who took you?
That I will tell you. We was one from the biggest Aliyah who came to Israel. It was two big ships, Pan York and Pan Crescent. One is a couple thousand of people. The ship was not like a ship, it was like in a store, you know. We were lying down. If you want to sit, you couldn't sit because it was one on the other. And we went to Bulgaria, also with shlichim. You know what shlichim was to bring us. But we went first with the train, and then from the train we went over the Donau. There's also such a schlep, and we went to Bulgaria, we went to Burgas. Burgas was already ships there waiting, it was already full. We were on the last group, also Saturday. We went on the ship, and on the top of the ship, Jewish people with tallis and twill was praying. And when we went up, after an hour or two, we hadn't have place anymore down, everything was full, but it was our luck, because it was there inside, it was hot, you could die. We was on the deck, because it was the last people who went up.
What time of year was this?
It was in December 47.
December 47.
It was cold, and we went to the ship, one ship after the other, and the moment we left the Black Sea, we came to the Dardanelles, you know, there's the Bosporus, then is the Dardanelles, but it's very short place. And when we went out from the Dardanelles, in the middle, Mediterranean, both sides, English warships was waiting for us. And we came out the Dardanelles, the ship is going so slow, you can see in both parts. There's this turquoise.
Turkey.
Yeah, you know.
Narrow.
On both sides there was ships there, and they told you come with us. If not, you will go around weeks on the sea. There was children also, so we gave up, and they came up on the ship. I remember before we make Aliyah, also they teach me the first help. I have a bag with this things, and I threw it immediately in the water because I was afraid. She would ask, who gave you, what gave you, who teach you, who told you? Throw it in the water. My husband was with us, he has a gun, throw it also in the water. And the captain was between us. I didn't know who's the captain, he was dressed like everybody. He lied down between us, he asked who's the captain. Nobody knows. Who's the captain? And they brought us to Cyprus.
And they brought you to Cyprus?
We came to Cyprus in Sylvester.
Okay, in New Year's.
Yeah. And this night they hasn't taken us down. It was only 3 days on the sea. 3 days.
Until Cyprus?
Yeah.
But
Because we gave up. We hadn't fight. There was such a lot of people, capitals.
Were there the Israelis, the Shechim, were with you on the boat or no?
I don't know. Everything was so thrown around. They haven't known. One hasn't known from the other, shall not talk. We were all separate. We went up with the ship. That was it. We were separated one on our own.
So your husband's name was, tell me your husband's name?
My husband's name was Rottenstrauch.
Okay.
And then they took us in Cyprus. I was 6 months in Cyprus.
With with your parents? And
I was with my parents, yes. And from Cyprus they took out the people. Easy. Golda Meir came to Cyprus to take out the children. Also was a big discussion. She said, we need the young people, always the young people. And so I don't know how it was, how they arranged. And all the little children, not me anymore, I was not anymore a child anymore, with the mummies was allowed to go. And the daddies were staying in there because they haven't want to let them out because they can fight. And the English people hasn't won. And so, easy to take out. I came out to Israel with my parents. My husband was the last one who closed Cyprus. Because they learn also everything with the gun, not the guns, but sticks. Haganah. And he was between the last people who closed, the last ship. I came in summer to Israel. Before it was Medinat Israel. Before. It was not Medinat Israel when I came.
So in which year did you come then?
48. But in the same summer it was Medinat Israel, the same summer.
Okay.
That same summer. because I remember it was the vote in the UN.
Was in
And we were sitting, somebody had the radio to sit to say how many it was pro-Israel. We write a 1, 2, who's not, who's pro, who's not. We write on and then, ooh, that's it. And then I went to Tel Aviv.
Where
And
wa-
I danced all night by the sea with all the young people. All night we danced hora. Hora. It was not like a dance like today. We danced and we sang and we were happy all night. We decided it was Israel.
where, when you arrived in Israel, I know it was Palestine, but when you arrived, where did you stay with your parents?
They took us also in some camps because it was not Medinat Israel. We came down from the ship and they took us, it was before an English camp, a military camp, they took us there. Also a lot of people in one room, a lot of, to wash yourself was open like for the army, you know, we were staying somebody to watch, to take a shower bath, to go out, yes.
Do you know where the camp was?
Yeah, yeah. Pardes Chana. Pardes Chana was the camp, and yes, we was at the camp, and we get already food, but also, you know, poor food. You get the orange, piece of bread with margarine. But it was very good. It was so good and so tasty. Yes.
Who took you there? When you came from the ships, who
They
greeted you?
took us, I think the Jews took us. Because I remember when we went down from, I forgot to tell you, when the English took us, the English with the warship, we went on the deck and was singing Hatikva. We hadn't given up. The English, when they come on the ship to take us to Cyprus, where all the young people we went up, was staying and singing Hatikva. Yes. We were very big Zionists. Yeah. And then there we were in this Pardes Chana, then everybody was arranged to give some houses for everybody, and we went to Jaffa, to live in Jaffa, yes, to live in Jaffa. When my husband came, he was put to Tiberias. Yes.
How did you meet again?
You know, we right. Yes.
Found
we
each
right.
other.
Yes, we right.
How much later did he come after you? Days, weeks, months?
Oh, no. He came later when he was already Israel. He came. He was, that's it. In 50, I married. 1950, I married.
How old were you? 19. He was.
I took me to the army too.
Before you were married?
Before, and my husband was there, so said, well, my parents were, she do not marry, I have to go in the army, you know, about one single daughter.
Yeah.
Then I went to the army and I said, I will go to marry, and I went out for 3 months and I married. Just 3 months I married.
So you went to the army for how long?
3 months. I was a couple of months. Nothing.
And then you went to marry?
I went free, they let me free. I get free for 3 months. They let me free to see if I really go marry, and I married.
And your husband continued his army service?
Yeah, he continued everything, and then we married, and we went on a Moshav.
Where?
That was the beginning of the Moshav. It was not Moshav. It was the beginning. We went on a Moshav, Talmi Menashe, where I'm living till today. I have already a baby. My big son was already born.
What is his name?
Nahum, like my grandfather, my father's father. And we went there. We went there because we get a house, but also has to pay money for the house. The house was a small house. not kitchen, not doors. Only one door outside and one door for the bedroom. The bedroom was not the bedroom, and nothing only the place.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he works. He
How,
works. He finished school, agriculture.
agriculture.
Yeah, but there he went because he still built the houses. So he was busy building from the houses.
He was building the houses for the Moshav.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and also he began already to work on the fields to make something. It was his beginning. It was not easy.
Where is it located? The
What?
Moshav, where is it located?
Oh, that's located is between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Very nice middle.
Yeah.
All Israel is not so big, but that's in the middle. Yes.
And then your first son, Menachem, was born in which year?
51.
And then, you
And then 56, my other son,
what is his name?
Aryeh.
Oh, all right.
And then in 60, I have another son,
And his name?
Zahavi, after my mom.
Uh-huh. So tell me about your parents. They came with you and they...
All the time we were together. All the time.
What did your father do in Israel? He was
When he came to Israel, he also went to work with Taylor. He went to Tel Aviv, and there was a very big store. This store was even in America, this store. And he went in and he said, I can cut very good, always for people to make special, not what is growing a lot, only on the, what to measure, only special. And they took him to see, and that was it.
And
That
where
was
did,
it.
where did they live?
My parents,
You
we
were-
lived in Yafo.
They stayed there
We stayed in Yafo, and when I married, I went to this Moshav.
with you?
No,
No. They stayed in
we
Yafo.
stayed there.
Uh-huh. And when did they pass away?
My mother passed away when I was pregnant with my son Aria.
And your
Very fast. She was very young when she passed away. And
Your
then my
father?
father stayed there, but only 1 year, and then he went to Tel Aviv. He lived in Tel Aviv.
And when did he pass away?
My mother, 56.
No, your father.
My father passed away in 81.
Oh.
Yes, my father.
Did they ever go back? Did all of your family, the uncles that lived and the aunts, the cousins, did any stay in Romania? In the,
No,
in Chernovitz?
no. This uncle, what I told you, was living with us in the same house. The uncle, he was an uncle for my mom because he was a brother for my grandfather. He was an American citizen. Because before only what I know from stories, he was here and he was a citizen. Then he came back to Romania. He was living in the same house with us. We were up and he was down. And he was not in the concentration camp, I told you. And after the war, America said they took out all the citizens home.
And the others who survived?
So he was with his son, 2 sons, and a daughter. But it was big because I was a child. He was the age for my mom, these children. And I remember he went to Budapest and to Vienna, and then he sent after me. He could take, because I was not 21, he could take me with him like his child. I didn't want to go. And he came to America, and all the family came here. He died here. All the family, he came here.
And other
And
family?
only the daughter came with her husband. He was an engineer. And they have one son. He studied here. He's also an engineer. I haven't met him. He has to be somewhere because my age, maybe till that.
Yeah.
He studied here, and he was even he working for NASA, where they're going in the moon.
Oh, NASA.
Yes,
Huh.
yes, he works here. He also married, he has a son and a daughter. I haven't taken contact. His mother, till she was alive, she went to America. She went here, was here. My father was taken, my mom. But
Were there other family members who came to Israel also from Europe?
to Israel came. This aunt her husband was killed with the German with the son. She came with the daughter. She also died, but the daughter is still there, my age. We came together, yes. And my aunt, what I told you, was best together in the concentration camp, the sister for my mom, nobody anymore. Only 2 sons are. Till this son went to see what's going on. He's still alive. But he's also sick, Parkinson. No. And another son is in a kibbutz. And when my children came, I came to visit him in the kibbutz, in the north, yes. The Golan. Family, not family. No family, I don't have family. And one brother for my father came. They have one daughter. Nobody anymore. Nobody anymore. She died young, this cousin. I don't have family. I don't have my husband. Also has only family here in the States. My husband has family. I knew them. They came to visit us, to see us. Your cousin. And when Ari married, they came to the wedding. Yes, they came.
Here?
Yeah, of course. He came. Or one cousin, Mrs. wife, came. Yes, she came. But also, maybe I'm not okay. I don't write, not anymore.
Let me ask you just a couple more questions before we finish. Your father, he was, and your mother were educated in Chenowitz? So they finished school. Did they go to the university also?
Yeah,
or they...
yeah. My mother was very educated. But she hasn't worked now.
Yeah, and your dad also?
Yes. He was studying. He was in Vienna. He was educated.
At the university or?
No, he studied there. Yes, he learns. There he learned then also to this school from to cut.
Yeah.
And he was a teacher. He teach people. Today it's not anymore. Yes, to teach people how to measure, how to cut, everything. So, yes.
So tell me the names of all of your grandchildren.
Now it's really, that is really nice to say. I married all my 3 boys. They're all educated. My grandson was in the army, a very high officer. I don't know how to say it, Ganaluf.
What is his name?
Anahu. He's already in pension.
Oh, this is your son, no.
Yes, now I talk with my children.
Yeah.
My other son is a doctor. And the little is an engineer, electronic engineer. They're married. 2 married here. Because my little son, the youngest one, studied here at the university. He finished in America.
This is a hubby, yeah?
Yes, he finished. He went here to the university and he's married here. So they're married. They have 9 grandchildren. 3 in Israel and 6 here.
Tell me the names of
For my big son, the biggest is Liron, he's also an engineer. And Shiri, she's now finishing business and רואה חשבונות, counter. She now finishes here. The little, she almost in the army. My grandson is a major by the Marines, yes. My other daughter, my granddaughter, she was a teacher for nature with the army. Yeah, she went around there. She came, she went in Sinai. Oh, she was there in Beersheba. She was there, not in Beersheba, she was in Sde Boker. The smallest finished half a year ago army. She's also officer too. Now she's in the university.
What is her name?
Oshrat, she's biologian. That's my big grandchildren. Here I have the small.
And tell me.
Yes, Ari. He has 2 sons, one in high school, Adam, Asher, he has 2 names, the middle name is Asher, and then Jonathan, and Talia. And my Zahavi has 3 sons, one is 12, and one is 8, and one is 5. And one is Asher, like my husband. He's really only Asher. The other is Nathan, and the little one is Dan. So, I live in Israel. I like my country. I never will give up. I will never leave the country. But I came every year, sometimes twice a year, because I don't give up my children. And not my grandchildren. That's everything what I have. I lost my husband a very long time ago. I'm already, now will be in February 21 years that I am a widow. He was 60.
How many years were you married? How many years were you married before he passed away?
I was married 51, he died 84.
We brought
33 years. Yes. He was, when my son Ari finished the doctor, he studied in Italy. He was already very sick, but he hasn't given up that I should go when he gets a diploma. I went there, he couldn't go anymore. But I went, he hasn't given up, I have to go. He was home, but he was sick, but he was home, and I went to be there when he finished. When I came home, my son also came home. He was then in the hospital where my son makes a stage. In the same hospital he was, where my son makes stage. He was there. And my little son was already here in the States, in the university, but it was the beginning. Told me to bring him back. He came back, after 3 days he died. But he told before he died that he should go back and study. So he went back, he wouldn't go, never back. The father told him, I want only to see. That's right. So, that's life.
here. We have.
And when I lose my husband, I had, that is all what I have. That is my children. I was 52. I give all my life for you. And that's what I have done. Till today. I'm living only for them and for my grandchildren. That's my life. But thanks God, here I am, and I can tell you the story. Sorry.
No, it's okay, cool. We just had, Debbie had the photograph.
Yeah, that is my
This one
husband,
on
when
it.
I meet him.
How old was he then?
Here he was 27. Maybe not 27, maybe 26. 26.
Let me see. I'll come to you because I don't know how to do it.
Yes, I understand.
And he was 26 here?
Here in this picture he was 26.
Uh-huh.
He was not married. On this picture he was still not married.
Uh-huh. And then we have one here also, but pick it up high.
This picture?
Yeah.
Ah, this is he with my son Arik. It was
Yeah.
Pesach.
Yeah.
And there's a picture.
We're,
In my house. In my house. In my house.
here, you know what? Lift it up just a
I
little
have
bit.
a lot of pictures where he's together with my other children, but here I have only this. I'm sorry. Supposed to show the other pictures too.
Right, but we're not. No, but
Yes.
Ari can put them on here.
Ah, yeah? Okay,
Sure,
I will
you
tell
can
him
do that.
because of course I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And now I have another picture for my other son. That is my son Zahavi with his father that was taken in Jerusalem, this picture. And I have a picture for my other son. So, here are all my three sons. Nahum, Arik, and Zahavi, what is the youngest. All my three boys, my three sweet sons. But I like them, love them very, very much. And okay, and here is a family picture, 30 years ago, with my daughter-in-law. That's not all my grandchildren here, only a part. And here is this is Nahum, my eldest son, and this is his wife Mary, and this is Arik, and his wife Debbie, and here is Zahavi, with his wife Gail, all my three daughters-in-law, but I have a very good relationship with them. They are very, very nice with me, and I appreciate it very much. A part of my grandchildren are here. That is Shiri and Oshrat, she was a little girl, and Adam. This is because 30 years ago. So I will show another picture. Okay. Okay, nothing happened. Here's a picture for my son Nahum's children. That is Liron, that's a Shiri, and that's Oshrat, the youngest. Oshrat was in Auschwitz with his school, and Bergen-Belsen, and many concentration camps. And she makes a movie also from this. And one picture. So here I have a picture for my three grandchildren, the Nahum children. That is Liron, the eldest one. He's an officer by the Marines. And here is Shiri, the second. She's also officer. And Oshrat, she's also officer. She was with her school, with high school in Germany. She was also in Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen and many concentration camps. And one picture was really to my heart, I can say, was the picture she's staying by the crematorium and holding the Israeli flag. So that was really a big, big thing for me to see this. Okay, then what shall I tell? Also pictures. Other pictures were already from these times. Let me see. Here I have a picture from my 3 sons together with me. That was taken by the bar mitzvah for my grandson Jonathan. And here is really, here I have a picture, what I told already about this. And here is a picture from the bar mitzvah for my grandson Jonathan. But it was a very nice bar mitzvah. So were all the other children, Adam and Liron, all my children. But this picture is from Jonathan. Jonathan with his family. That means my son Arik, his wife Debbie, Adam, Jonathan, and Talika. So, let me see. Okay. Here is also a picture from the bar mitzvah with my family. Here is my son Zahavi with his 3 boys. I cannot show you exactly, that is a bigger one. And here is the smallest one and the middle one. One is Asher, the big son. The second is Nathan, and the little one is Dan. As 12-year-old, 8, and 5 years old children. So, but let me see what I have here more. Okay. I make this video that my children, my grandchildren, maybe the other generation too, shall know that 6 million Jews was killed, between them apart from my family. But I still hope, and if I can sit here and tell all these stories and to be with my children together, so I'm happy and I hope for very good times for all my children, grandchildren, and the next generation is coming. But don't forget. Thank you.